Hi, this is a quick video of VOLKSPC desktop running on this Motorola Edge Plus 2022. It's connected to this HDMI monitor through this USB Type-C adapter. This is a relatively new phone. I've already installed VOLKSPC desktop. The VOLKSPC desktop consists of two APK, the desktop APK that sends audio and graphics to Android, and the installer APK that manages the installation. So this is a desktop style interface. Let me start the desktop. So here is our desktop running. This desktop is based on Debian Bookworm XFCE. I have already installed NeoFetch. Let's see, let me increase a zoom in. I think I should do zoom in. NeoFetch. So you can get the details. It's a 5.10 kernel. This is Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chip, and it is a 8 GB device, and roughly about 3 GB is used up by all the current applications. Most of the application works without any issues, but there are some new features that I'll go over. We've already shown a similar desktop running on the Snapdragon 870. This is a newer version. Audio works. I'm sending audio to the device rather than
At L&L Hawaiian Barbecue, we will satisfy your barbecue cravings while delivering aloha.
LibreOffice Suite also works. Pretty much all the application on Debian Bookworm will work without issues. Let me make it. Just for an example, so you can edit on the phone, and you can also, let me exit, don't save. You can also run any Android applications because it's running on top of Android. This is the one that started the desktop. You don't need it anymore, but if you click on the desktop, you'll go back here. So basically you got a Linux desktop that runs on top of an existing Android installation. You can also, so all the internet connection, all the details of the connection are automatic, but if you read the release notes, other details. For example, if you want to install Visual Studio Code Plus on this and learn coding, you can do that. There's some information here about how to install the most popular Visual Studio Code editor to learn programming. So you can do that. So I've shown all of this similar things on other chips, but there's something unique about this particular release that I wanted to go over, which is why I made the video. So this is again, let me tell you what exactly the details about this phone. This is Android version 13. And this is the first version that runs what is known as Google's generic kernel. So Google has standardized their kernel. So this is our first release that supports their generic kernel. If you read this kernel version, it is 5.10 and some minor version. You don't need to worry about that. Android 12. These are three things that you need to be aware of. Android 12, because this first release when it came out was released with Android 12, and Motorola updated to Android 13, and then we installed VOLKSPC desktop on it. So this is our first release with the GKI kernel 5.10, and what it means that this release will not only run on this device, it will run on many devices with the same kernel version, because our application depends on a driver, and this driver has been built for the 5.10 Android 12 version. So this release will also work on a Snapdragon 6 Gen 1, Snapdragon 7 Gen 1, and also a MediaTek Helio G99 chip. And that is the benefit of having a generic kernel. Because it's a generic kernel, we can build a generic driver and make a Linux distribution that runs on a bunch of devices. This was not possible in the past. But Google, because they want to reduce the fragmentation of the kernel, have insisted that all future releases will be based on a generic kernel. So what it means for our customers, you can buy, for example, a Helio G99, MediaTek Helio G99 Android tablet from a Chinese vendor, and then you can install Linux desktop on it and be run as an application, so all your Android application continues to work. So, but of course you have to root it. So if you go to our website, you can download a free evaluation version, and then unlock the bootloader, root it. For a tablet, it's relatively straightforward to root it. For the phone, because there's most phones are even more locked, but if you go to Motorola's site, you can get the code to unlock your phone as well. All the details are on the README. It's doable for most Linux guys who are used to hacking. So anyway, this is our first release that runs on the GKI kernel. It also means that you can run on multiple devices. And in the past, we have bought Chinese-made tablets, and they will not release a source, but this source is available from Google. So that's one of the benefits. No more of, even if they don't adhere to the GPL requirements, we can still download the kernel from Google and build a driver for it. So that's the main benefit about running a GKI kernel, is you get a standardization. We can build our Linux desktop that supports multiple devices in one shot. That's it, folks. Thank you very much.